Okay, we are back for the last war of the season, war number 12, and we're going up against Legion. It seems as though we don't really have a chance at Masters, but we still do want to take this war seriously, try to get a little bit more war rating, and maybe there'll be some kind of Christmas miracle when we wake up on awards day. But regardless, we are taking it seriously, but we do want to have a little bit of fun, so there were some kind of like fun assignments. And one of the things that ended up happening is there were 3 Molemen on the map. He's a really fun character to play, and I don't play him that often. But because of that, there were a couple like mini bosses and common fights that were kind of up for grabs. And I really asked to take this fight because if you remember, in I think the second or third war of the season, I had an absolute crazy fight here with Archangel. It was a bad assignment that I had assigned myself on, and the fight just got completely out of control. I have no idea how I was able to not die. It was very, very close, but very, very stressful. And then a couple wars later, we started assigning Killmonger here, and DLL had kind of a similar experience where he definitely didn't die, but I think he took like 16 hits, and it was just a totally crazy fight. There's something about this node where Mordo just turtles up even more than you would think, and then, when you're just dealing with aggression prowess and mix master and power focus 1, it just makes it a slightly different fight. So I was going into this like, hey, I finally have like probably the best counter for this node. I had a game plan in my head. I'm going to parry and do a couple heavy attacks, take a blocked hit, go into frenzy with my true accuracy, and just pound him down. But as you will soon see, because we're going to start this clip right about now, it didn't quite go to plan. I'll just say that for now. So first of all, my buddies Slayman and Anaz were having a bit of a conversation trying to get into my video, so just wanted to show that real quick. Those guys definitely keep me young, and they're really funny and amazing players. So here we go. It's got the power focus 1, it's got the mix master, which we should be able to keep in check for the entire match with our true accuracy. I am going to throw on invulnerable because I'm probably going to have to take a special 3. I mean, if I play it perfectly, I won't have to, but it's good to have that. So yeah, let's see what happens. We start with a parry, we do a heavy attack for monster mass, we're gonna do that again, and already this is going better than Archangel. He plays right into my block. We're doing some pretty good damage with those bleeds. We canceled out his first power game. He throws a special. He's not building any prowess. This is going great. So now, because he didn't dash toward me, he didn't throw another special 1, I did have to take all that power gain. I'm kind of waiting for him to throw his special. He throws a heavy attack there. I probably should have just kept comboing. If I had slow comboed, this wouldn't have happened. The heavy reach of Moleman is pretty bad, and that was just an example of how he just cannot connect that heavy attack unless if you are right next to them. But I had sort of planned for this to happen. But here's where the mistakes start happening. So look how much power I have. That was a huge mistake because now that I have red bars of power, if I throw that, I'm going to go into like maximum frenzy mode with 20 stacks. So I basically can't use specials now or I'm going to lose my true accuracy. So that was really dumb, dude. Like, what are you thinking? And then reflexes 100% took over there where it's like, oh, Mordo's turtling in the corner. I'm just going to throw my heavy attack. And then he threw a special attack into our block with like 15 prowess. I'm really surprised that didn't do as much damage. So I'm screwed because I'm in frenzy. I'm not going to have any special attacks to use unless if I throw this special 3 and reset the fight. But because Moleman has been reworked, I almost wish I had the unreworked version of him here. First of all, as you can see, I don't have true accuracy, so I'm just not going to hit him. But look how long, this is like the opposite of what we wanted the buff to be doing right now. That this is taking a really nice long time to get back down to 0, to get my true accuracy back. And I'm just like, you know what? We're going to just wait this thing out and just hope he doesn't throw a special 3. I've wasted my invulnerable. We're just going to bait out these specials. He's gaining prowess like a madman. It's really close to 0. I almost have my true accuracy back again. I know that this power flood isn't going to do anything, but man, are we just wasting time or what? So finally we get true accuracy back, and now I can salvage the fight. But wow, that was such a noob mistake to go to bars of power, 3 bars of power. I can't even tell you how dumb I felt. And then right there, he swiped back. That is known to happen when you're playing with an XL champ if you don't time it perfectly. That's one of the relics of the parry dex bug that's been going on. So all we have to do is like hit him. I think DLL said, I've never seen somebody build this much prowess on this node and not die. So that's good. That's good. We are hanging on by a thread here. So I'm hoping that this special 2 is going to get him down. But who would ever think that Moleman, Mole God himself, would take over 3 minutes to get a fight down? But wow. That took a little bit of focus, and yeah, the game plan next time is going to be to not do that, to throw a special 2, not get red bars of power, not heavy in the corner like a complete idiot and get 12 monster mass. And that's about all I can say right now is I am bad at this game. But oh my goodness, what a strange fight to start off this war for me. And yeah, I have no words. I think my tier 1 Alliance War card needs to be revoked. So maybe for the next 2 weeks, no season wars for me, and then I'll be back at it in 2 weeks. Let's make a deal and do that. Okay. So anyway, back to some more serious gameplay here, because the next 2 fights did go quite well. I am using Falcon here. Now, if he does evade, he is going to gain power because he has the untouchables. I've taken this node before when it was Thing, and the goal is to have locked on ready and going, and then to try to perform one of your intercepts during that, because then it kind of turns off the entire node and he'll never get protection again. So he starts by like throwing that heavy attack into the air, and fortunately it doesn't connect. That was kind of a weird start, but we have locked on. I'm going to do a step back light and didn't really connect, which is fine. He's doing that thing where he kind of just like walks up to you. That didn't count as an intercept, which is okay. I think it was like a step back intercept or something, so no problem. But I am going to waste this whole first locked on business. Bait the special 1. I think I try to attack him and he evades once at some point, which is kind of what I was trying to not do. So yeah, as you can see there, he gets the power flood. And now I do want to bait this special because I'm always worried with Falcon that, you know, because of some weird ability accuracy type thing, that perhaps locked on will fail. So I just didn't want him. I don't think he can evade when I have locked on, but you just never know. And because of that, I wanted to just bait that special just to make sure. But then the fight was over as soon as we got that intercept and did our big damage. So yeah, nothing too exciting there except for the AI at the beginning kind of threw me. And first time taking fantastic there, but I think it went pretty well. And now Mole God is back. This fight is going to go a lot better than the Mordo. I had a pretty good game plan here. He is shock immune, so if I do accidentally take a couple hits, the big damage that she can do won't affect me. He can stop her evade, which means you can get more openings. And I did practice his intercept, sort of like counter punch thing, a lot, and I did find that it works if she does both hits of her medium. So see here, 2 hits of the medium, retaliate. That's the safest way to do it. It is sometimes possible to interrupt the first hit of the medium, but I was finding sometimes I was unstoppable and would actually take a hit of damage if I did that. So just to play it safe, I did the same thing there. You take both hits of the medium and then you're good. Want to mostly bait these special 2s. They're just a little bit easier, and they don't have any additional effects, even though the evade doesn't really do anything. And I am just spamming special 1s, which isn't the way to do the most damage. As you can see there, the spacing was a little weird, so I had to block a couple hits of her special. But once again, we get the intercept. As you can see, evade is failing all the time because of the true accuracy. And yeah, the reason I'm doing the special 1s is so that I'm just sort of passively building a little bit of monster mass. which is going to just sort of help me have those free sort of counter punch things. So yeah, there once again, I just didn't feel great about the spacing, so I took a couple blocked hits, not a big deal. There we get the intercept again. As you can see, it's working very reliably to take both of those hits. Another special one. She of course is going to always be like shrugging the shocks and the bleeds, so that's another reason that I'm not doing quite as much damage. And I'm never really able to get into frenzy in this fight because I'm not building up enough monster mass, but that's not really the point of this fight. The point of this fight is to use the utility that he has. And you know, I will say, you know, there is some talk about if he's working properly or not, but in this fight, even if he were quote unquote fixed, or if there weren't any quote unquote bugs or anything, you know, this is sort of the way, like the most conservative way to play him that would still ring true, because I never get to 10 monster mass, so that true accuracy is always going to be up. And additionally, you know, I never get into frenzy, which is sort of when you get that weird true accuracy and frenzy at the same time. So yeah, that was a classic utility fight with Moleman. It wasn't about the damage, it was just about what he brought to that fight, the ability to intercept, the ability to have true accuracy, tankiness, shock immunity. All of that went into the plan, and it ended up working great. So I'm going to put that guidance boost on Penny, which is an awesome fight by DLL. He took it with Venom Pool. And that's the end of the season. So we did end up winning this war. Like I said, the results aren't in yet, but we're almost positive it's Platinum 1, and that's okay. The rewards are really good for Platinum 1. We did underperform overall, but we did have a 5 and 7 season, which, considering they were all tier 1 and some of our opponents were like top 10 masters, we did okay. We did pretty well. There are some definite ways we can improve, and we're already kind of working on that internally. You know, not necessarily with personnel, but just with like being more clear with assignments and coaching people, and, you know, being okay talking to other people in chats, asking questions, things like that all really help. But tomorrow I'm going to, or actually probably later today, I'm going to do a rewards video where we're going to kind of go over the where we ended up in the season, open some rewards, do a couple shout outs. But yeah, just for today, I just want to quickly shout out DLL and Taint and Caesar, who Caesar is sort of an unofficial officer. He helps us with planning and our planning chat as well. But the four of us just sort of did a lot of work together behind the scenes, trying to make sure that everything was running perfectly. And, you know, you just really get to know those guys and work with them closely. And then they always go out on the field and just play so well as well. So just to my other fellow planners in SSx-1, BG3, thanks for an awesome season, and it was a fun one. It really was a fun one. We saw some pretty tough maps that we had to kind of decode and get through together. We all took some crazy fights. We saw some new 2021 champions on the map for the first time, went up against some really famous and big alliances, and overall we did pretty well. I think as a BG, we had a couple donuts, we had a couple 164s and a lot of 163s, but there were a couple that were 5 death wars for us, which were just sort of like a combination of like some disconnects and some bad fights and bad matchups and things like that. I assigned myself a few bad fights this season, which I wish I had given to someone else, just because I brought in the wrong champ, and that led to a couple deaths. So you live and learn, and you move on. But overall, very proud of the group, very happy with where we ended up. Even though it wasn't Masters, we are still in a good place to push next season and continue to learn. So thanks for watching these videos. Stay tuned very, very soon for the rewards opening, and I'll catch you guys soon.